guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. It is a happy new year. Welcome to 2021. Hopefully it's a lot better than 2020. But since it is the new year, it's the start of something fresh. Everybody takes this opportunity to come up with New Year's resolutions or revamp their lifestyles or whatever it is. And yes, I am going to take part in that to some extent. But I am doing it a little bit differently this year. In the sense of, I don't want to call them resolutions because in my head, I have already resolved to make this a habit, and to make it work and to make it happen. So I am just going into the new year, and I'm doing quarterly goals and a year-long goal. Year-long goals. So that is kind of where I'm coming at you guys with my New Year's resolutions, which is what this video is going to be about. So for me, I have a very chaotic mind. My mind goes everywhere. I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to be the best at this and I want to, it's not gonna happen. No matter how hard, no matter how much I want it to, it's just not gonna happen. And so I am taking some guidance from some people that I watch on YouTube, as well as a book. Some YouTubers that I recommend when you are trying to really work on how you view goals and how you achieve them are Michelle B and Lavender, and I will link them down below. They're two of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and they really work with you on how to achieve these goals without just being like, I'm going to do all of this year. It's a little too much. Book-wise, I have found You Goal Girl. It's a book by Mela Bowles and Elise Williams, the creators of Earn, Spend, Live, which is a blog. And it really just it breaks down how you view your goals, the different categories that they're in, and then it asks you a bunch of questions. I haven't finished filling this out, about what are 3 actionable steps that you can take to make this goal happen. What are steps each week I have to achieve? What is my timeline for this goal? So it really makes you think about what is in your goal. I, in the past, have been so bad about just being like, I want to lose 59 pounds. That's not realistic. So I did some, deep thinking, watching people, reading, and I came up with my goals for this year. And I have a top 5, really. I have a top 5, and then I also, for my year-long goals, and I know 5 might seem like a lot, but for how I've been explaining it, but they're good 5 goals. And then I do have some shorter ones that I want to do for 14-week plans, which I did get that idea from another YouTuber. I cannot, twirling pages. I got it from her. So yes, so if you want more stuff about that, then that is where I got it from. But my first goal this year, I say, is to become fluent in Korean, but I know fluency is really far off. But I just really didn't know how else to word it. But I really want to consistently study this year, consistently be in that habit, practice speaking more, and I have I have the books and the website, and I have my set of like minimal weekly goals for learning Korean, which I can do. I feel like, so yes, so for like my breakdown of like how I plan to achieve that goal, my weekly things look like completing my homework for my Korean tutor. First and foremost, that's just simple. You're given that I'm given that assignment by somebody that expects me to return it, which is great for me when I'm trying to achieve that goal. If it's another goal that I don't have an accountability partner, or you don't have a tutor, or you don't have that accountability partner, find one. If you've got a person expecting you to like do your goal, you're more likely to do it. So that's my first piece of getting better and more consistent at my Korean studies. I also am going to do 4 to 5 lessons in the workbook, and spend 20 minutes a day on Lingodeer just reviewing that vocabulary. And I have already spoken to my mother, but at the end of each week she will be checking to see if I've done the 4 activities that I've done this week, which is my accountability partner for Korean. I really want to get to that point where I can converse with my friends in the language that I'm studying, rather than having this like gut fear of like failing at it. And so that is my first goal this year, is to just grow in confidence and grow as close to fluency as I can. My second goal is to just be healthier. And I know that sounds super, super broad, but it was just, I don't have a weight goal, because I don't particularly have to lose weight. But I want to be healthier. I want to have more energy and things like that. And that comes with losing weight, which is a great bonus. But I don't have a goal with losing weight, so I didn't want to use losing weight as my 2021 goal. So I have a family member that has an in-home gym in their basement, and they're willing to let me use that. I will be masked. But they are letting me be willing to use that. And because it is in somebody else's home, I have to let them know at the beginning of the week which days I will be there. And I plan on doing that at the beginning of each week, what days throughout the week that I will be there during the time limit that they've given me, which means that they're going to be expecting me, which means that if I don't show up, they're going to, 1, be worried, or 2, going to be like, oh, well, she didn't keep up with it. So I'm going to have that accountability partner again with working out. I also do have plans on going to see a nutritionist. I have already been in talks with a nutritionist on just getting some tips and tricks on how to better myself. And that is my second goal. I have the accountability partner. I've already taken the first step. And this also, being healthier, does take into, I want to consistently meditate, do yoga, things like that. And I do have a friend that would also like to start meditating. And so we're going to do kind of like a daily check-in with each other to see if we really are keeping up with it, which I think is great. Once again, accountability partner. For me, that's a necessity. Some people don't need that. But when I'm trying to accomplish a goal, having somebody check in with me to be like, hey, are you actually doing that? Makes it way harder for me to just like slack and not do it, because I know somebody's expecting something of me. My third goal for this year is to become consistent to improve and become consistent with my content. Whether that be here on YouTube, my blog, or English with Amy, which is my side project. But it is a Instagram account that I have created, that if you follow it, you'll get a daily vocab word in the English language, just to help anybody out that's learning English. I do grammar points on Saturdays, and on Sundays I do a native phrase that may not mean what you think it means. So those are my 3 creative outlets. English with Amy isn't really creative, but you get what I'm saying. And I want to become better at those and become more consistent. I have a really hard time of getting frustrated with editing and just stopping and giving up, or I will start writing half of a blog post and get writer's block and then not finish it for weeks. And I don't want that to happen. So I've already set up an account with Later, which is like a scheduling program for Instagram posts. And so English with Amy will be more consistent, and I won't forget a day because I'll have already planned it out, which I think is going to be a great help to me. So I can spend one day every 2 weeks creating all of these posts rather than having to remember to do it every morning, and then creating the content. I don't really have any ways to confirm that I'm going to keep that up, other than the fact that I have told you that. I have told the people that follow Finding the True Me Instagram, and my friends and family that I plan on doing this. I've also told my therapist, so maybe she'll keep me in line. But nobody for sure that's going to like message me on Sunday night and be like, where's your video? Unless you want to do that. If you want to, message me on Instagram, or if you have my phone number, text me and be like, girl, where's your video? I'll appreciate it. You can be my new accountability partner. Sounds great to me. And I also have found some editing video lessons and things like that on Skillshare that I am using. So hopefully things will progress with my content and I will continue to become better at it. This type of format, this me sitting here and talking to you, and then editing that doesn't take that, like that for me isn't extremely hard, because it's just the sit down video. But when I try to add overlay clips or things like that, or vlogging, still really struggling on editing those. So hopefully this year the goal is to become better at that. And I don't have I want to be able to create that's not it. I just want to be more proud of the content that I am creating and the content that I'm sending out. And I want to be more consistent with it, because I know that if I'm more consistent with it, I'm having more practice with it, and I will grow more confident in it. Okay, so goal number 4 is to write the book. It's the book. I have talked about this since I was like 15, wanting to write a book someday. And I have a dear friend who is interested in writing a book too. And we decided that as an international friendship, we would write this book like we were writing letters to each other. I mean, we're going to write letters to each other, but then it's going to be like compiled into I just gave you the idea. There you go. That's what we're doing. And so obviously we have each other to be accountable for, in the sense of she can't do her part until I do my part, and I can't do my part until she does her part. So we have to rely on each other and be a system. So it's just something I've talked about for years, and I'm so excited. We'll be doing, we're in that right in that very beginning stage of figuring out how often we're going to be writing to each other, things like that, setting up a joint system to where we can share our work with each other, and things like that. So it is in the beginning stages, which is really exciting. I would love to have it published one day, but even if it doesn't, even if it's not meant to see, a worldwide audience, I did it. I wrote a book. That'll be so cool to say, and to share with my friend. We'll have gone through that experience together, and she's always been interested in it too, so it's just a perfect combination. And so that is very exciting, and our goal is to have that finished by November of next year. December of next year? I don't remember what we said. But it is by the end of I said next year, didn't I? This year. It's 2021 right now. So basically we want to do it where we are writing a letter to each other throughout the year. As we, she's in work, she's in the office, and I'm about to go and experience and do and things like that. And so it's going to be really turning points in our lives, and we're really excited to put that together. And that is my 4th goal, is to do that, to just not be afraid of failure, to not be afraid of people's opinions when they read it, just to get our thoughts and our feelings and our words to each other out on paper, and then put that into hopefully a book that shares friendship. So that is my 4th goal. My 5th year-long goal is to be more financially stable. And there are 3 like subcategories into that. I have a credit card that I need to pay off. I also have to start paying student loans next month. And I'm going to be moving in August. So those 3, so I need to save for that. So those 3 things are my 3 things that I really want to accomplish this year. I am not going to share the monetary values with you of those things, just for the fact that is personal, and I don't want you guys to know that. Sorry. But I am working on those financial things, and it's going to be a step-by-step process. I have a workbook on budgeting. I'm creating a budget for the first time. I'm doing a no spend 2 weeks, which I've done before, and it's going to be a consistent theme, just so that I can really cut down on my spending and things like that. And, I'm telling my family, I'm telling my friends that, like, hey, I'm doing a no spend 2 weeks, which means don't let me buy anything. If you see me wavering, remind me that, like, I'm saving for these things. I'm saving to rid myself of debt. I'm saving to be able to comfortably move to another country. And I have a smaller goal. I'd really like an iPad. You know what I mean? Things like that. But those are the, like, big goals, and I can't buy that iPad until I've accomplished those. And I have a monetary limit or a monetary value of what I'd like to pay off of my student loans this year, and things like that. And so once I accomplish those monetary goals, I've done it, and I have time with the year left, and I have money to spend, I will hopefully, buy myself an iPad, kind of as like a monetary financial goal reward. So that is the 5th and final year-long goal. I do have some simple 14-week goals, which are kind of a whole other system, and won't go into a ton of detail on those because I've done the big 5. But the 14-week goals that I have are to get better at piano, pick up my guitar and actually learn something on it. I would love to get more consistent with my studying of the other languages that I'm studying, and to read at least 1 book a month. And those are kind of my other goals. And so I'm structuring different 14-week plans to hopefully get started on those. But those are not my main focus for this year. Those are just kind of things that, I have an interest in, and I would like to expand on it. But it's not going to inevitably make my life better, which I believe that these other 5 goals will do. They will show me more insight of myself while also bettering myself. And so that's why those are my top 5 goals. And the other ones are part of my 14-week plan, which I can do a separate video if you're interested on how the 14-week plan works, that I have found from Twirling Pages. Did I say that right? But how I've also adapted it for myself, and the different things that, the different goals and things like that I have through that. But that is, I really think that's all for this video. If you have any questions, or if you want to share with me your goals, I would really, really like to hear it. So please leave it in the comments below. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as I continue to grow better at creating content. I hope you guys stick with me and give me some feedback of things that you guys would like to see this year. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!